Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim with another movie review of a 2022 film called Kids vs. Aliens. This is a spin-off film from VHS 2 from the short in that called Slumber Party Alien Abduction. So if you are a fan of the VHS 2 film, you might want to check this out. It's a horror sci-fi. You got aliens, so that's the sci-fi, and horror because aliens are also horrifying. It's a 5.3 star rating on IMDb, 1 hour and 15 minutes, TVMA, which means it's for mature audiences. So this is also a 2023 release for the US. It's January 20th, 2023. So it's a 2022/2023. Shudder is where you can find this. It's also in conjunction with Bloody Disgusting. And so while the VHS movies are found footage, this is not a found footage film, which I was very happy to see. The synopsis, if you didn't see VHS 2, is an all-time rager of a teen house party turns to terror when aliens attack, forcing two warring siblings to band together to survive the night. Written and directed by Jason Eisener, and also writing credits go to John Davies. And the cast of... I'll give you some of the main cast, I guess, because there's quite a big cast here. Even the aliens are listed, which is kind of interesting because the aliens are totally costumed. There's special effects, but a lot of practical effects, which is good. Gary is Dominic Marici. Phoebe Rex is Samantha. Billy, the big bad boy, is Calum MacDonald. Asher Grayson as Jack. Ben Tector as Miles. Isaiah Fortune as Dallas. Emma Vickers as Trish. Okay, so there's a lot of cast members. So the kids are like making a fan film. They're making their own horror movie or whatever. They're dressed in these bright costumes that they've made. They are very lucky kids. They have like this barn with a full-size like wrestling ring in it, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, if me and my friends had that when we were kids, we would have had some broken arms and shoulders and whatnot, because we would have been wrestling quite a bit. So one of the kids' sister is also kind of like their babysitter, and there becomes an interaction between the younger kids with the teen sister babysitter and this other group of bad teenagers. You know, like the teenagers in these kind of movies are always portrayed as like the bad kids, like they're the ones smoking behind the corners in the school and all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the bad boys, Billy, kind of flirts a little bit with the sister, and she starts questioning, has she outgrown playing dress up and making movies with her younger brother and his friends. So there's like that kind of tension going on, and there's a prelude to the opening of the movie where we see like a bright flashing crashing thing happening in the water near a ship, near a fishing boat, not a ship, but you know, like a fishing boat. So throughout like the kids, the movie kind of did a little trick to me, and they will to you guys as well, with the kids having a party, and then I was like, oh, this isn't a big all-time rager. But then later on, Billy convinces, I don't know why, Trish, I guess her name is, to have a party because the parents are gone, and she has a party and it gets chaotic, so it's like really out of control, and so many kids. And the movie really focused a lot on like neon colors and bright colors, and the kids were like over tech savvy, and maybe that's true. Maybe I'm just so out of touch with what kids these days. Back in my day, we had Atari, and we drew with pencils and paper. Anyways, aliens show up, and you can tell the aliens show up because every time they show up, there is the most brightest lights flashing through the windows, and like this ship horn. I don't know how to describe it. It's like this big, like the sound of a ship. And they do it so often that it actually became a little annoying. Another little criticism is these younger group of kids swear so much, and it's like all of their dialogue throughout the whole movie is delivered in yelling. Like all of their everything, none of it is spoken. There's no like quiet down times, speaking voices. It's all like shouting, fighting, yelling, and profanity. Like so much profanity. It did become annoying. The aliens, they looked okay. They were a little cheesy. This movie did kind of remind me a little bit of Psycho Gorman, and I did not like that movie despite a lot of people liking that. So I'm thinking a lot of people might end up liking this movie, whereas I didn't like it. I liked it more than Psycho Gorman, but still not a lot. I'm not crazy about this movie. There's a few good, disgusting scenes. The aliens are the traditional looking aliens like you would have seen on an old episode of The X-Files. It's just, I think the kids were so annoying, and that's probably the way they were supposed to be, but like I didn't care if the aliens killed any of these kids, and the aliens do kill some of these kids. I almost think it was a TVMA, and it was on Shudder, but I almost think like if they had toned down the swearing and made this like a PG movie or a PG-13 movie, maybe it would have been better. And that's not common that I would say that. But anyways, aliens abduct some of these kids, and then we have to save these kids, and some of them don't make it, and some of them do, and then I'm trying to stay very spoiler-free. I gotta look at my notes. There's then there's like big fight, and Trish, the older sister, really becomes like the badass of everyone. Like the teen boy, Billy or whatever his name was, yeah, he becomes like this big chicken shit. All the littler kids, the younger group, they all are, for the most part, like brave and everything, but it's Trish who really rises to the occasion, and she's the one that kills and saves people. But the very climactic ending, the government shows up, takes the remaining aliens, or do they? Because there is an end credits scene that's actually worth sticking to the end for. It's a little funny, a little tongue-in-cheek, but it does set up that there could obviously be a sequel. I did find the music in this movie to not be so bad. It's kind of my particular taste of music, and definitely the end credit music was pretty good. But if you liked that short in the VHS 2, that was the Slumber Party Alien Abduction short in VHS 2. You'll like this movie. It's not horrible. If you like Psycho Gorman, I think you're gonna like this. I didn't like it, but I wasn't like pissed off that I watched this movie. It wasn't like a total waste of time. But yeah, check that out on Shudder if you have it, and leave some comments down below and let me know what you think.
So have your dream. Go on and sing your song. There's nothing wrong